Hello everyone, and welcome to another Aluvian Gaming game review. Today we're on the case in Hidden Agenda. Hidden Agenda is a PlayStation 4 exclusive mystery game that changes the story and outcome depending on your choices. The game is a PlayLink title, which means it's controlled exclusively via a free companion app on your smartphone and supports up to 6 players. You can play it by yourself, but that is not how it is intended to be played, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you just want to see a specific outcome/story arc. It really is a mature party game at its core and is best played with 3 to 6 players. The game plays like you're watching a crime drama mixed with a cop show, but you choose what the characters say and do. You make decisions by voting on the different options, usually requiring a majority to proceed, though occasionally it must be unanimous. Ties can be resolved multiple ways. You can just talk it out and hope someone changes their mind, or someone can decide to take control of the situation by playing a takeover card, allowing them alone to make the call. However, their takeover can in turn be taken over by someone else. This can be repeated until no more takeover cards remain. Of course, cards are a limited resource, so they'll probably be saved for use at pivotal moments, but more can be earned through the occasional quick reaction events or clue-finding sections which keep you on your toes. Overall, the takeover mechanic is a clever feature of this game that leads to great moments within your playing group, increasing interaction and fun. You will also periodically be asked to vote on which of the players embody certain virtues, such as how trusting someone is or calmness under pressure. The winner, or winners in the case of ties, then get this sole vote on an upcoming decision, again increasing group interaction. The game features 2 game modes, story and competitive. Story mode plays exactly as I described previously. You work together, weaving your group's own custom narrative. Competitive mode is the same, except with an added wrinkle. From time to time, players may be given hidden agendas on their phones that they can attempt to complete by swaying the conversation or action a certain way. If they're successful, they get points. Everyone will also guess who, if anyone, they think had the hidden agenda, which could then net them points. It adds just enough to spice up subsequent playthroughs and honestly feels like a bonus, as the game didn't need it to be successful, but it's a welcome addition. As you'd expect in a game that plays like interactive movie night, the voice acting is quite good. I especially liked Finn, and think the actor gave a fantastic performance. There were 1 or 2 voices that might not have fit perfectly, though that could have been on purpose and doesn't hurt things much. Graphically, it's clear a lot of effort went into the characters as they are all very realistic. The skin textures particularly shine in the close-up shots, or when they're in the rain. The facial animations vary from average to great quality. There may be an occasional jankiness or sync issue, but it's still really good overall. The indoor environments are well modeled and realized. You notice little details all over that most games tend to leave out or ignore. The outdoor areas are adequate, though not on the level of the indoor areas. However, they're rather few and not a very big deal. Rarely, the game does suffer from texture pop-in, but since it's only when a scene changes locations, it's easy to overlook. As mentioned before, the game is controlled via a companion app. It's simple, snappy, and also useful. If needed, it provides updating character bios and event details to remind you before making a decision. Any player is able to pause the game at any time from the app, which makes discussion or needed breaks very easy to accommodate. It also pauses the game if a player leaves the app, which some may find annoying, but I honestly love the feature as it makes sure players pay attention and aren't constantly checking social media or texting or otherwise not being engaged with the group. In this age of short attention spans, it really helps. Overall, I like the app use for this kind of game. It's easier to include non-gamers that aren't familiar with controllers but are quite comfortable using their phones. My only real complaint with using the app isn't with the app itself, but more that it's easier to make sure you have controllers charged for guests. But if someone forgets their phone charger, it could potentially ruin the evening for them. A small missing feature I would have liked to see is the ability to skip cutscenes. Obviously, playing normally you wouldn't need this, but after playing several times and just wanting to see other possible outcomes or what-if scenarios, it can get old rewatching the same clip for the umpteenth time. Also, while overall very compelling, there are a few spots of dialogue that just didn't feel right, or you're unsure why they'd say, ask, or do something specific. My guess is these issues are caused by all of the branching paths in the narrative, and certain things just didn't line up right. Ultimately, with a runtime between 2 to 3 hours, Hidden Agenda is a great party game for adults, young and old, that can be replayed several times with new and experienced groups, and it's accessible for all manner of players. It has a few issues here and there, but nothing that really detracts from the overall experience. I give it an 8 out of 10. You should definitely add it to your next game night. I think you and your guest will be pleasantly surprised.